Gone. We are live. Hello.
How are we doing, guys? Another brilliant weekend of Strongman. We got a super chat straight off the bat from Simon Wilson. Hi, it's Si. I made it home to Pompey as one of the older lesbians. I didn't get lost on the rail network. Lovely chatting with you both last night. Thank you very much. It was lovely to chat and meet many of you guys last night.
Thank you, Si.
Britain's Strongest Man. What a show.
What a show, indeed. What a weekend. It's just been crazy. I'm drained.
You're tired,
like,
aren't you?
We have to do a live. I'm like, really?
Yes, you do.
Really?
How are all you guys tonight? Here we go.
Hey, Callum. Hey, Mikhail.
Some of the members online. Excellent to see Dylan Pritchard, John Young, Callum Todd, Mikhail. Thank you guys for becoming members of the channel, obviously. What questions have we got, Lizzie? I was going to talk about...
yeah, go on, talk. If anything interesting pops up, I'll keep an eye on it.
Okay, so did you guys see Britain's Strongest Man last night? It was an incredible show. I'm feeling a little bit smug.
Oh, no.
I'm feeling really smug because if you go back and watch our prediction video, I got the top 4 right in the correct order. So I am feeling a little smug today.
I was nearly, like, we both did quite good, I thought. We both had Luke in 4th, Graham in 3rd. I had Tom 2nd, Adam 1st, and you had...
To be fair, I don't think it's any kind of surprise to see the top 4 as the top 4, and they really did dominate.
Yeah,
they were.
Yeah, there was quite
awesome.
A jump then, wasn't there?
Yeah, but the whole standard was amazing. The 2 new lads I thought did really well. Desmond and Shane, both very, very impressive. I'm actually extremely impressed with Shane. He's got a bright future ahead of him. It's only his 2nd strongman contest. Hell of a deadlifter. He fought hard and did really well. So I think with a bit more experience, a bit more time competing, that guy's going to be very good. Mark Felix as well.
Mark did brilliant.
He was in
always
shape
happy
again.
To see.
Good to see him doing well. And although he probably didn't perform he made a couple of mistakes and didn't perform to the best of his ability, Parr actually sneaked into 5th place in the end.
Yeah, Parr did very well.
So
and that was with a fall in the loading, dropping the dumbbell on his head in the medley.
Not exactly how you want to start the show.
No.
Did you guys watch it? Any of you guys watch the show? What did you think? Let us know. What we've got there. Felix still smashing it, 55. That yoke. Yeah, Felix was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, Felix was brilliant.
What was the most impressive thing for you yesterday?
Probably Tom's deadlift.
Tom's deadlift was amazing.
Just because you don't put him right up there, but he drew with Adam and Graham. Now, I think, and I'm not making excuses for the guy I thought would come first, but I think had Adam taken a break after that 8th rep, he would have got the 9th, no doubt. But he tried, maybe he just didn't want to lose his rhythm or something.
Yeah, I think he was trying to maintain a lot of tightness in his back, and you could see that those axle deadlifts are hard. Tom really didn't put a foot wrong. His dumbbell was excellent. His deadlift was excellent. And, his yoke was really good. And then you kind of pick him to win the loading and Atlas stones. Yeah. And he just performed like the true champion he is. He's world's strongest man for a reason. And he proved it last night.
What's this? Dylan, thank you so much for the super chat. I think I heard Loz randomly in the background of the stream last night that it was Gav Bilton's birthday yesterday.
Yes, it was Gav Bilton's birthday. He was there watching and enjoying his birthday.
We have to be careful that we don't get picked up on the mics. I've heard before people message me, I can hear you laughing. I'm like, what?
You hear our distinctive giggles in the background.
And I think, God, what was I saying? I never say anything bad about anyone, obviously.
I'm glad to hear it.
Blue Midget Panda, thank you for the super chat. Didn't see it. Silly question. What was the podium, Lozzie?
So, 1st place was Tom Stoltman. 2nd place was Adam Bishop. 3rd place was Graham Hicks. 4th place, Luke Stoltman. 5th place was Paro Dwyer. And 6th was Mark Felix.
They were tied, but Parr beat Fee on the stones.
Shane Flowers was 7th.
I believe so.
I think Paul Smith was 8th. Andy Black 9th. And Desmond Gahan was 10th. And Desmond, to be fair to him, stepped in last minute as a replacement for Gav, and he held his own. He did really well. The whole lineup was very strong. All of us watching were super impressed. The standard that we have in the UK is truly remarkable.
And that's with Luke Richardson not competing as well. I mean, when he gets back, it's going to be It's going to be pretty crazy.
If you take the top 4 from this contest, plus add Luke in there, that's 5 guys that can all make the final of World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
And we're not talking might luckily squeak into the final.
No.
They're guys that can go in there,
do very well.
And really challenge the top guys in the world.
People saying what they found impressive: Tom's deadlift, but also Luke's deadlift.
Luke getting 2 extra reps than we've seen all year on the deadlift.
Yeah.
I was really impressed. That was people asked me why I had Luke down in 4th. I truly think Luke is an amazing world-class strongman. But when you look at the opposition that you're against, and you look at guys like Para Dwyer in that lineup, Andy Black, Shane Flowers, they are all exceptional deadlifters. And in a contest like your national contest, it's harder for your good events to do you more favors, because say you've got like the likes of Lissis, Kiliashkovsky, Brian Shaw, these big names. Someone like Luke Stoltman is going to stretch a few extra points away from someone like Bish on a pressing event. Right. But in a national competition, Bish is right there.
Yeah.
So it becomes much harder to, those weaknesses, if you have them, they kind of magnify a little bit more. So, that's, even though he did extremely well on the deadlift, that was the one event that was always going to cost him the most points.
Someone saying, Kieran was saying Mark's yoke was amazing. Mikhail was impressed with you picking up the yoke.
It nearly killed me.
I was in the background. I was like, no, Lozzie, don't do it. What are you doing?
I just saw it there. I was like, I want to have a go.
I'm not stretching you off. Frederick, thank you so much for the super chat, Frederick. Saw the show. Great show. I must know, though, Liz, how is your dad after hitting himself with the dumbbell? Can't wait for the behind the scenes. You bring best. Is Pa my dad?
When did Pa become your dad?
I don't know.
Well, what don't I know?
What creepy dad? Hi, Pa, if you're watching this.
Pa's had 2 shows in a row. He's knocked himself in the head with the dumbbell.
I know. You'll hear on the behind the scenes video that I've done, like with the knocks, like, ooh, it's very animated. I love the Kaz and Magnus chat. Oh yeah,
it's always great chatting to those guys.
Good guys to sit around a table.
And for those that don't know, we have the Talking Strongman with Kaz has been done. It's going to be uploaded sometime next week.
Yeah, it's coming. We've got a few more time-sensitive videos to get out because Rogue is coming too, and we've got to do a few videos for that.
Rogue Invitational, yes.
And
any questions on that tonight?
Yes. Is Richardson competing in the next one? Question from David. As far as we know, yes, he'll be back.
Yes. So this Adam Bishop has had a very lengthy stretch as Britain's strongest man. Tom Stoltman has only got till February to defend this title, so it's a much shorter reign. But I'm sure, from talking to him yesterday, he wants to come back and defend it. So.
Yeah, definitely. Jiminy Crickets, this is your conscience. I agree. It was a great show. Congratulations, Tom. Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Jiminy. Lots is buddy. Jamie, thank you, Jamie. Lawrence and Elizabeth, why was I not informed about this live? Oh, I don't know. It should tell you. Do you have you rang a dang the bell?
Notifications on the bell.
Even I get notified that we're going live.
Is it subscribe to the channel?
Subscribe to the channel.
That's it, isn't it? Subscribe and ring the bell. Tom Stoltman knows what he's doing. I don't. This is my problem.
You don't even call it a channel. That's your problem. You're like, the YouTube page. I'm like, no, Lozzie. No. God bless you.
I always feel like a plonker asking people to do things.
You sound like one.
There you go.
Will, Loz, can you make up a contest with 5 events that would favour Luke over Tom?
Ooh. I think log for max. Mm-hmm. A squat.
Yes.
Where does he favour?
Hercules hold.
Hercules hold, although they're close on that.
Yeah,
so this is the thing. There's a lot of events where they are very close.
Let's assume it's a head-to-head competition. No one else in it.
Interesting. Again, I'd love to see them both on a backlift. I'm obsessed with the backlift right now.
Stop with the backlift.
But who wants to see a backlift, guys? Let us know.
We
you want to see a backlift?
Seen them do it, so
pure, every single muscle in your body needed. Just pure power to do a max backlift.
But we don't know that Luke would be better, so
we don't know that Luke would be better. No. I think it would be. I think Tom is the slightly better strongman, but not by a huge amount.
No.
And Luke is one of those athletes that he's. You make a mistake and he'll capitalize on it. The thing with Tom yesterday, he didn't make a mistake.
I'd say frame carry.
Tom beat him, didn't he, at Worlds? I think
that was
the thing
that have straps.
Yeah,
frame carry without
I don't
straps.
think so. I can't remember.
I don't know.
But the thing is, they're close. the thing with Tom is when he doesn't make a mistake, he is literally, he goes into that, I'm one of the best on the planet. And I mean, Luke is not far behind. They're both exceptional. It's just dumbbell, he's slightly better at the dumbbell still. Trying to think of the events that they've done head-to-head this year that Luke's done better at. You got to give Tom things like stones.
The arm over arm in Bahrain.
Yeah, arm over arm. That was
the hoist.
In general, mystery events.
Yeah, I was going to say you could throw in a mystery event that they've never done, and I think Luke might edge out Tom because I think he just cope with that situation a little bit better, maybe. I don't know though. They're both sort of changed men since then, aren't they? So
they've made so much progress in the last 2 years. The progress of both of them has been
the last 6 months or so.
Anyway,
here we go. Possible pilot deviation. Thank you so much. Howdy, folks. Love the Magnus/Kaz chat. Have you ever noticed Kaz always sounds like he's speaking to a troubled youth group every time he speaks? LOL. He actually
does that.
That. That's probably why.
He actually talks to schools and troubled youth groups, and
he does.
It's something that he does. He does a lot of motivational talking. So I think it's just ingrained in how he presents himself,
how he communicates. Yeah. So you're not far off the mark at all. This is why. And but he's very frank in his talking strongman with you, but very softly spoken. It's
there's none of the kind of craziness. I'm looking forward to that dropping. Is that the right word?
Just stop. No, it's not an album, Lozzie. It's all right, don't worry. Jose, let's just move on. Jose, thank you. Tom, Adam, Graham, and Luke are top class, but I can't stop thinking that prime Eddie Hall would definitely take the win against these. What do you think?
No, I don't agree. I mean, he could. Don't get me wrong. Prime Eddie Hall was an amazing strongman, but prime Tom Stoltman is an amazing strongman. And if you look at the events yesterday, I think Eddie would have won the deadlift.
Yeah.
So he would have got a point and a half on.
Faster than Tom.
There's no way he beats. There's no way he beats Tom on the loading or the stones.
He could have beat him on the yoke.
He could have beat him on the yoke. Eddie wasn't actually the best at dumbbell though.
No,
I have beaten Eddie a number of times on dumbbell. I think it would have been close.
It would have been very close. It would have been a good competition, to be fair, definitely. Having prime Eddie in there also.
Eddie's deadlift, without question, stronger. But overall, as a strongman, I think it would all come down to events, who's in shape. There's so many factors, but I don't think there's any guarantees there.
Yeah, agreed. Look, this is a scary comment. Anyone listen to lots, but just watch Liz. Oh, it's so self-conscious. Frederick, let's move on quickly. Okay, to explain, we have Pa and then Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz. Pa, like Papa. Pa has to be Liz's dad, because if he was Loz's dad, then you would be Liz O'Dwyer. That's got a bit of a ring to it, hasn't it? Liz O'Dwyer.
All right. I've got Magnus to look out for, Mark Felix, Grizzly, and now Pa.
And Rauno.
And Rauno.
You've got no one to look out for. We're all just one big happy family. And Pa is Pa. Pa is a papa. Loz and Liz, if you ever want a record stream, please mention everyone in the live chat to like the video. When you mention it, 1/3 of the live chat viewers like, rather than 1/5 when you don't mention it. There you go. Devon Limits, Mr. My Tickle Mask has spoken. Please like the video while you are here.
Like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah. We'll get you there eventually, Lozzie. Bless you. Possible pilot.
There we go. He wants a backlift. Yes, we want to see a backlift.
Was Gav Bilton injured?
Gav has had some health issues and pushed himself very, very hard this year. He's taking a little break, get himself fit and healthy, and he will be back for Britain's Strongest Man in February 2022.
Is that confirmed, is it?
He is, yep. He's down to do it.
What was the standout event from Britain? Thank you, Blue Midget. Standout event.
I got to say, I really enjoyed the dumbbell.
I did too.
It was nice to see a slight variation on events that we've seen. The deadlift battle, I know we've kind of said we've seen the axle too much, but I enjoyed it. Some great deadlifting going on. I think for me yesterday it was the dumbbell. I actually thought, watching Tom come second on the dumbbell, I was like, Tom's won.
Yeah.
If he could have dropped points on an event, it was going to be that, and maybe the deadlift. Although I expected him to be third on the deadlift, when he kind of tied points with Hicksy and Bish, it just, there's no weakness there. He's becoming a very dangerous man for anyone in any strongman comp. And it's actually, watching the performance this weekend, it's kind of up to my thoughts on how I think he'll do at the Rogue this coming weekend.
Yeah, and the Rogue is an interesting one because I know it's not ideal prep for them, but Europe's Strongest Man and World's Strongest Man are going to want to turn up in front of those guys, aren't they? They're not going to want people to say, oh,
absolutely. They need to perform well. It's it's the last show of the year for them, and they're going to want to put in a big performance.
Well, Loz, when do you leave for Austin?
I fly on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to it.
You're not?
I am.
You're not looking forward to
it.
Flying, are you?
I've got to go on my own for a change. I'm going to miss you.
Oh,
I'm not used to. I used to go on my own all the time, and now for the last 2 years, Liz has always come with me.
What he's going to miss is I do
Organisation.
everything. So
I've got to do things myself for a change.
You've got to know what's going on. You'll be
Which is fine. I did it for years. But I have become lazy. I sort of rely on Liz to sort everything out.
I'm going to get you a little ring binder, and you're just going to have everything you need.
I won't be as bad as Mark Felix.
You need it. No, but Mark Felix also sometimes
Yes,
texts me as well. Liz, where am I supposed to be? Simon, thank you, Simon. Awesome night chatting with you too. Maggie, Brycey, arm wrestling with Kaz, chatted with Ben Stoltman.
He's a lovely man. He is indeed a lovely man.
Love the lads. Was Hicksy okay? He seemed down. Oh, that's just his face.
No, actually, he was very happy. I spoke to Hicksy afterwards. He was really, he took a lot of positives from the weekend. If Hicksy's watching, because sometimes he does, he was also, I was very impressed with his stone run. He was against Luke Stoltman, and they were almost like neck and neck. And it got to the fourth stone, and Hicksy just one-motioned it like it was nothing, and got ahead of Luke to secure that third place. The one thing, and I said this to Hicksy's face: learn to use your damn legs on the dumbbell.
Oh, I know.
And people kind of throw at me and say, "Oh, you can't press a 110 dumbbell." No, you're right. I can't strict press a 110 dumbbell, but Hicksy, if he focused on his technique, could be pressing a 150 kilo dumbbell.
Yeah, agreed. He's strong enough. That man.
Actually,
is
in my
strong.
prime, I think I would have beaten Hicksy on the dumbbell yesterday, and not because I'm stronger. I've always done okay on those type of events in competition. Actually, last time they had dumbbell at Britain's, I was joint first on it, but I'm nowhere near as strong. But I was efficient, and someone like Adam Bishop, I think Adam was third on the dumbbell, and he was third because he was fast and efficient. Hicksy should be winning that event, and I was almost upset for him.
Yeah, no,
but
I know.
It's only because I love him and I want him to do well. But he was actually really pleased with his performance. His deadlift was great. Stones were great. His yoke was solid. He's been better in the past, but he's only just got back into practicing it since he hurt his groin. So lots of positives that he's taken from it. What are you smiling at?
The abuse I'm getting in the comments.
Why are you getting abuse?
Lazy Liz, I'm being called. And also, Loz, I see you still have the beard. I guess you're still being lazy. Joking. Love your chat. No, he grew it.
The beard now is just a thing.
It's just part of him now.
The lazy Liz thing, that was...
Don't be looking at his beard length and making assumptions, okay? That's done. It's not the case anymore. Anticipated. Welcome to Team Liz and Loz. It's full of perverts. And thank you for the super chat. Treated myself to a membership on my birthday. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
There's already a few extra videos you can go watch in there. I think they're fun. Oh, we did one. Oh, my bloopers.
Yes,
shocking.
That was funny.
Absolutely shocking. Blue midget.
I'm glad you had your bloopers and it's not just my bloopers.
Well, yeah, you used to complain I only included yours. Do you think Tom is on track for his second World's Strongest Man? If you could give him advice, what would you offer?
Tom has got the right mindset. He's got the right team around him. And he's got an amazing chance of becoming a two-time World's Strongest Man. The competition is extremely high. I say this all the time, and I think there's a number of guys that can all win World's Strongest Man. And, a lot of factors come into play, avoiding injuries, knowing what the events are closer to the time, peaking. There's many factors that come into performing at the top level, but Tom is going to be one of the guys we talk about as potential winners for 2022.
Okay. Hawkeye, thank you, Hawkeye. Why do they call it good mornings, the exercise, when it makes me want to fall asleep forever?
It's a really good question. The movement.
Because it's like you're getting up in the morning, isn't it? I guess.
Well, but
that's not how I get up.
That's not how, no one gets up like that.
I fall out of bed.
It's a good question. We need to, anyone know the answer to why good mornings are called good mornings?
Let us know. Also, is it just me or is Uncle Loz's beard shrinking? You went to a Turkish barber for the first time, didn't you?
It's probably, I don't know.
Yeah, it might just be it's blending into your top. I don't know.
No, I've had it longer than this.
It varies, doesn't it? The problem is, Loz goes to the beard barber, a different one every time, and they'll say, what would you like done? And you go, tidy it up. He doesn't give any instructions. Then he comes out and goes, I'm not happy with this. You didn't tell them what to do. You're just like, I'll just do whatever. Bronchop, thank you, Bronchop. Would love to see Matty K versus Novikov at Dumbbells.
Tune in to the Rogue Invitational this weekend on the Rogue channel.
Yes.
I'll be doing the commentating for it. Both those men are competing, and one of the events is the dumbbell medley.
Here we go. Some girl power here. Sarah, Auntie Liz, you're anything but lazy. Thank you, Sarah. Like, it can't all be about them, honestly. Men are so selfish.
You're definitely not lazy.
I'm joking. Men aren't all selfish, as she says to the audience of largely men. Jose, welcome, Jose. There we go. Right, we are up together on Super Chats. Let's read some more. Bowing good morning. It's an oldie thing.
Yeah.
Bowing.
Yeah, because you're kind of bowing down.
It's a bow.
It could be like a respectful thing.
There we go. It's a bow. Wiki says it's about bowing. There you go, like in East Asia.
Indeed.
There we are. We're all learning something today. Are you allowed to wear that tee on this stream instead of... last night for Channel 5. Yeah, you weren't allowed to wear branded stuff. So they were like, quick, grab Loz a Giants Live t-shirt. And
they got me a 4XL.
I was going to say, it was from like Andy Black's bag or something, wasn't it? Because Loz came out like a child in this massive t-shirt. He looked like he'd been seriously ill and suddenly lost a lot of weight. It does look quite funny. Yeah, but you look shrunken in it. You're going to look great on TV. It'll be fine, don't worry. Yeah, everyone else knows that it's bowing. US nephew here. Did you guys start memberships? Maybe I missed the announcement. We did, and we have just one level because otherwise it's another thing for me to keep track on different levels and different things I should be doing. But it's just, people say, oh, how can we support you? But we figured if we do memberships, you guys can support us, but we can offer something back as well that's not massively time consuming, doesn't involve tons of work. So I throw some sort of fun extra videos up on there because we don't want to take away from the main channel either. And
you get funny icons and things.
Yeah, and this week I absolutely have to sit and make some more emojis and stuff because I'm
sure some of the members will post some of the emojis now that our faces and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're all react emojis of our stupid faces. Did you watch Marius Pujonovsky's 20-second fight or so?
I saw a clip of it. Yeah. It was having a bit of a scrap. There we go. There's some emojis.
There they are. Thanks, guys.
And he caught the guy and knocked him out. Knocked him cold out. Yeah.
Oh, really? There you go.
Marius is still fighting though. So, after the Brits, we've got Rogue now.
Yeah. We need to do some predictions, some serious predictions. It's going to be a hard one because we've got a few unknown quantities in there. We don't know what sort of shape Martins is in. I'm excited to see him back.
Yeah.
And like now, it's like not a three-way, that's the wrong word, but it was always sort of Mateus versus Martins. There was a really fun rivalry there. But now you have to throw in Alexei into that mix, don't you? Because Alexei and Mateus have had a bit of a sort of fun rivalry also. Well, I don't know who it was fun for, but you know what I mean?
Well, we've got a video on those two this week, haven't we? Which will be fun, like a head-to-head with Lissis and Kilishkovsky. But yeah, Novikov is thrown into that mix now. And we've got 4 World's Strongest Man winners competing in the Rogue. So it's going to be a hell of a show to finish with.
Someone asked in there, will the Stoltmans have time to recover for the Rogue competition?
The one good thing about this Britain's I don't think it would have taken too much out of them.
It wasn't particularly heavy, was it?
No, it wasn't the heaviest show in terms of some of the events, although the deadlift would have taken it out of them, especially pushing that.
Yeah.
And then having a deadlift for max next week could be an issue. But both the guys already focused on recovery. They're obviously going to have the week off training, focus on getting themselves as recovered as they can. And they're used to back-to-back shows. So, you know, I think it's one of the reasons there was a lot of criticism, but they pulled out of the Arnolds for this very reason. They had Brits coming up, they had the Road coming up. They needed to protect their bodies. So lots of treatment this week, lots of rest and recovery.
Well, they're probably flying like Wednesday.
Some of the events, they're flying Tuesday.
Oh,
some of the events are very similar to the Brits in terms of the dumbbells in there. There's a deadlift, there's like the stones, it's natural stones, but there was a yoke. So a lot of the events are similar in terms of what they've been able to train for. And watching Tom this weekend, originally I wasn't sure he could get top 3. Now I think he can.
Interesting. He's in the zone, isn't he?
He is. He seems hungry.
Do we know yet the whereabouts of the World's Strongest Man 2022? That's from Mikhail.
It's in the States again.
Yeah,
same
it's in Sacramento again, isn't it?
I think there was a 3-year contract to go there. So
2 years to go.
Yeah.
Hopefully the USA will stay open and people will be able to come over and watch this time. Bronchopped, thank you, Bronchopped. Wish Puds would sort out both Thor and Eddie.
Well, maybe that will happen. I think there was talk of Thor against Puds.
There was. I just don't think the contracts, like, they couldn't get them to align. I don't know if it was a money thing or what, or if he didn't understand what exhibition meant. Although saying that, Thor versus Devon wasn't an exhibition, was it? It was an actual fight.
It was yeah. But
it was a fight, wasn't it, with a winner and a loser, unlike the other ones that Thor has done.
Yes, that's true. It was. Yeah. There was always going to be a decided winner. I was going to say, did we talk to Magnus about upcoming competition? Magnus and Ver, we did indeed.
Oh my goodness, Magnus, like, he cornered me. Liz, you need to know this about the competition and tell your viewers. So he wanted me to tell you all, no super suits on the deadlift. He's got his trophies made and they're really cool. They're like Iceland with a strong man on top holding a stone overhead, and the stone is actually made of stone.
Okay.
So that's quite cool. And he was and ahhing about the order of events, and he thinks he's going to go with Husafell's stone for max distance as the last event, just because it's like it would be great because the guys will really have to dig deep. I mean, a bit cruel, really, because he lost a World's Strongest Man title on that event in that country.
It's going to be fun to see an event like that as the last event.
Yeah.
Carrying it for max distance, you know what you've got to beat. You're going to push yourself. I think it's a smart choice as the last event.
Yeah. Did you give Mateus his toffee?
No.
You're not part of the toffee gang, clearly.
No. Maybe I'll take him some over to the States.
Mikhail, seen Auntie Liz's cameo in Novikov's latest video about Pavlo. Yes, I am a star in Ukrainian now. So, or Ukraine.
Did you say Ukrainian?
In Ukrainian. I was been trying to translate things tonight. I'm getting confused. Liz, trying to edit my first video. What tools did you use to learn? I started, because I'm a MacBook user, I started on iMovie, which is super basic, and it's literally just trimming things. You can add music, you can add a B-roll as well, and some fonts, although it's really limited. And when I felt like I'd sort of exhausted that and couldn't really do much more with it, I moved to Final Cut Pro, which is like the paid Apple version. So, but there's loads of good programs. It just, whatever you feel comfortable using. I'm not sure I use half of it, not even close to half. Why do Giants Live still use the lighter Atlas stones? Question from Sarah. Is that the question you were pointing out?
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
The reason being they wanted to give the guys a little bit of an easier run with the amount of comps that they've done this year. They actually called us out on the weekend, didn't they? In the athletes meeting.
Oh yeah, they did.
We've obviously bringing up that we want to see the heavier set.
They were like, sorry, Liz and Lars.
And to be fair, they said from next year they're going to use the heavier set. So they didn't want to change it for the last show.
No.
So they kind of kept it the same for the whole year. Next year, I've been told they're going to use the heavier set. So there you go.
There you go. Tanner, welcome to Team Loz and Liz. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tanner.
World's strongest blacksmith. Thank you. I vote for the max backlift at Giants Live. My best leg press is 1,575 £2,350. Backlift is £2,350. I would love to see what the best can do. Have you ever done that? I'm going to have to let the cat in.
I've never done a backlift. No, I'd love to. Leg press machines vary. So I never really care what someone says they can leg press. Don't take that in the wrong way. I just know you can use one leg press machine and do loads and loads of weight, and then another one, it's a lot harder. So what people tell me they can do on a leg press just goes over my head.
The pivot point can be different on the machines.
Yeah, there's lots of factors.
Yeah.
But I'd love to see all the top guys in the same comp going head to head on a backlift. That would be super cool.
There we go.
Gone a bit too far.
Have I gone too far?
There you go.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Steph. Blue Midget, thank you, Blue Midget. Not Atlas stones for the last event is a nice change.
Yeah.
He actually doesn't have Atlas stones at all. He has a natural stone left, doesn't he?
Yeah, and next week in the Rogue, there's no Atlas stones.
No, there's a natural. Wow, it's like the it's Inverstone.
They're like
duplicates.
Scottish.
Yeah,
traditional
and
stones.
It's over. Oh, what's that thing it's going over?
It's
something
like
to do with horses.
Yeah.
It's like a post.
Yes,
some sort of post.
It, yeah.
Kind of like doing it over a fence. I panic. Ben, thank you, Ben. G'day, Uncle Loz and Auntie Liz from Australia. From Australia. Britain's was awesome. Startman was on fire. Can't wait to see the Rogue outcome.
Yeah, I mean, they've had an amazing year, haven't they? We had the pleasure of talking to Ben Stoltman, their father, the night before the show. What a lovely guy he is.
He's so funny. He's like, don't worry about those guys. Come and visit me in the Highlands instead. You can stay with me. You can do this. We'll go fishing. He's great. He's a lovely man.
Yeah, he's so proud of his boys, and rightly so. They've done incredible. There's a question here: Loz versus Vrastiuk. The Titus Lalas arm wrestling. That would be cool to see. No, it wouldn't.
You're getting your ass
Lalas
handed
would just
to you.
kick my ass. He is a much, much better arm wrestler than I am. I'm not ashamed to admit that. It would just be boring.
Well, it'd be a bit one-sided.
Yeah.
Simon, some of Neil's lines are defo cringeworthy, but him suggesting Mark Felix could use his nipples to cut his way out of a conservatory cracked me up. That's certainly a new one. What is weird?
You know what? I've got to admit, I switch off from Kaz and Neil.
I don't hear it because I'm concentrating on what's going on and what I should be filming. I don't really hear anything. I'm trying to home in on the voices of the people that I'm recording. So when I read it back, I'm like, what? Well, they said what? So, yeah, always a fun surprise.
Bronchop, have you chatted to Luke about improving the deadlift? I chat to Luke's coach all the time. Dan Hipkiss and I are good friends, and we chat about training and training methods, and Dan knows what he's doing. So we've, Luke, before this show, the most he'd done on an axle deadlift this year was 3. He went and did 5 in this show, so he's making progress. I'm sure he's going to put the work in over the off season. If he can come back hitting 6 next year, it's going to give him those extra couple of points, and that's what he needs to focus on. Just keep improving. You can't. A lot of people with lifts think they can just suddenly get them amazing.
Yeah.
Luke's 36 years old. He's been training for a long time. He's not going to suddenly go from like 400 to 500 kilos in his deadlift, but if he can just improve that a little bit to get a few extra points, that's how he's going to win more shows and be more competitive.
Oh, thank you, Bronchop. A hitching post.
That's it.
That was it. I couldn't think at all. My poor brain just emptied. Dylan, thank you, Dylan. How good was Bish last night? Thought he was so fun to watch. Cheers.
Bish was focused.
Yeah,
you could tell with the haircut as soon as he came in.
Yeah.
He meant business. He's also he wanted more fun. He's also one of those guys that picks shows that he really wants to do well in. So this year for him, it was all about World's Strongest Man and Britain's Strongest Man. And he uses the other shows as sort of tune-ups, and not to say he doesn't train hard or doesn't try hard in them.
Yeah.
But his training is based at peaking for certain times of the year.
You know what you want to win, and you also know what's going to suit you when you see the list of events for it.
And obviously, being the defending Britain's Strongest Man, he wanted to come and challenge for the title, and he really did. I think it was just the loading that sort of really
It was that sack. It sort of got hooked half on one side, half on the other, and he had to give it another.
And then the two younger guys, the new guys, Des and Shane,
them.
both managed to get between Tom and him. Ended up
came 5th on the loading.
Yeah, that was probably, normally you probably think Bish could be 2nd on the loading.
Yeah.
So these things happen. He's focused on getting bigger as well, because he really wants to pull a massive deadlift next year, and he's trying to improve his overhead power. There's always things that you kind of benefit in some areas, and then it becomes a negative in other areas. So Bish was awesome though. His dumbbell really, really solid. His yoke was fast. His stones were solid. His deadlift is always amazing. He's a great athlete, and maybe slightly. I think all the British guys, because the Strongmans are so popular and doing so well, we sometimes don't talk about the likes of Hixie and Bish, but they're tremendous athletes.
Yeah, they really
I'll say this to you guys. I truly believe if I really pushed myself and I wanted to be competing and be competitive, I do believe I'm good enough on my day to maybe come 5th at Brims. I am not good enough to challenge those 4.
No.
They've just taken it to another level, and fair play to them for doing so. It's great to see the sport kind of progressing and the standard getting higher. And for someone like myself, that I just can't get back to my best.
No.
It makes me
the best keeps.
Yeah, they keep getting better.
They keep moving the goalposts, don't they?
It's silly to even chase it.
Yeah.
I've had my time, and I'm okay with that. Maybe in the future I might do like a Masters or something like that, or like a fun show. But those guys are amazing, and I'm okay with letting them go on and be amazing.
Yeah, and we can just watch, and
I'm happy watching. It's fun to watch. It's less painful.
Possible pilot deviation, thank you so much. The Giants Live show commentary from Neil and Kaz, just like the Arnold's Classic, would bug the heck out of me as a competitor. What are your thoughts? Did commentary ever annoy you as a competitor?
Honestly, as a competitor, you are so focused on what you're doing. You don't really pay much attention. And if you do pay attention to it, you're not focused on what you should be focused on. I often got myself into such a zone that a bomb could go off next to me and I wouldn't even notice. People always used to go, "Oh, could you hear me cheering in the crowd?" And you kind of sound rude, but you're just like, no, I'm so focused on what I'm doing that it just becomes like background noise.
Yeah.
It's just
like
noise.
White noise.
Yeah. So you're not really picking up on anything.
You heard me though, right?
Oh, occasionally,
Did you?
Well,
you must have heard your mum.
Like, when I was like in a rage, like bashing myself with a stick and stuff, I didn't hear anything.
No,
I'm so focused on what I'm doing.
I didn't make a noise when you were bashing your head with a stick.
So it's, the guys are, you often see, say on the yoke, if you see me start pacing up and down on the platform, I'm not listening to anyone there.
No, I know.
I'm focused exactly on what I should be doing, and that's what the guys will be doing as well.
I always waited for that slight lull because everyone's cheering right before, and then as you're getting into the equipment, there's a slight drop in the volume. Everyone goes quiet for a split second, and that was my moment. Come on, Ozzy!
I obviously have heard it.
You heard it.
You and my mum.
You can't miss your mum. Jesus, she burst my eardrum more than once.
Who's the best? Like when you think of the partners or the family members.
Who's the best?
Like support
out of family members.
Who do you always hear? I mean, Luke for Tom is always a good one.
But you can't really include. Luke's the best hype man in the world. You're a great hype man. Your mum, Jesus Christ, it's like she's been possessed. Rob Frampton for Adam.
Yeah, Rob's good.
He's
good.
Rob's very good. I can't really think. I think I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll give you a shout. I'll give anyone a shout. Oh, it was really weird in Worcester because there weren't many people. I can't bear it when the athletes are working their asses off and it's silent. So I'm shouting, but we had to wear masks. And I'm like choking on my masks. I'm opening my mouth so wide, my mask's going in it. Oh dear. We digress, don't we? Yes. Sorry, guys.
Did I challenge Kaz to an arm wrestle? You said you would. Who did you challenge to a thumb war?
I asked if I could film it. So if you haven't, new series, arm wrestling. No, I asked Magnus to a thumb war and he was too scared.
Yeah. He
didn't want to win. He's too competitive and he just couldn't bear the idea of losing to me. So
do you reckon that's what it was?
Oh, that's definitely what it was.
There we go. There's 2 more for you.
Here we go. Blue Midget. If you could pick your ultimate Britons across history, who would you want to see competing, and how would you want it to podium?
Well, obviously, I'd want to be at the top of the podium.
Well,
I'd want to be in it myself.
Yeah.
You got to have Terry. You got to have Mark Felix. You got to have Eddie. You got to have the Stoltmans. You got to have Jeff Capes,
Jamie
Reeves, Gary Taylor.
Sounds pretty stacked, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
you want to win that, do you?
I'd want Hicksy and Bish in there as well.
Yeah.
Just trying to think of who else.
It's starting to look less appealing, isn't it?
Well, I'd more than happily be at the top of that podium.
Yeah, well,
that would be
course.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, imagine that for a
right set of events, Lozzie. Anything is possible.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Brian, thank you, Brian. Auntie Liz and Uncle Loz, you two are the best. God bless you. Not only on Strongman, but just being yourselves. Thank you. We don't know how to be anything else.
Well, you can see how much of a nerd I am.
We're getting old now. We're set in our ways.
Thank you very much, Brian.
Thank you.
We read that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. What's that say? Fluffy. Fluffy feet. Lovely. Thank you. In your professional opinion, do you think Luke will be able to beat Tom?
Luke has beaten Tom. So this is actually now, in a head-to-head between the two, Tom is 12-11 up.
Yes, that's right.
We thought he was 11-10 up.
But it was actually 11-11.
But it was 11 each.
Yes.
Which Ben pointed out to us.
Yes.
Because we did a video last week on their head-to-head rivalry, and if you look at actually the last two shows before Brits, Luke won. Luke beat Tom. Tom has obviously won Brits this time around, and if I would rate Tom as a little bit higher, a little bit better all round. But as I've said many times, competition, anything can happen, and Luke is one of those guys. If he's there or thereabouts, and Tom makes a mistake, he can beat anyone in the world.
Yeah,
and he's proven that this year.
Yeah, and I think out of the two, Tom is slightly more liable to make a mistake than Luke.
Look, there was a time like Thor was winning absolutely everything, and I beat him. I wouldn't go around saying I'm a better strongman, but you go there to win, and all these guys go there to win, and they all believe they can. You've got to believe that you can, and that's the fun thing with sport. It doesn't always go to plan,
and that's why we enjoy it so much. Oh, someone's saying Glenn Ross. You should have Glenn Ross in there.
Big Glenn, the daddy.
He 3-time winner. You should have him in there, really, shouldn't you?
Yes, definitely.
How old is Mark Felix? Surely this is good public knowledge. It's he's 55, isn't he? He'll be 56.
Mark Felix has spent his whole career being the old guy in a competition.
Well, he was 37 when he started. So
he's 37 for his first show. So naturally, he goes to shows and they go like, Mark Felix, 37, coming to the end of his career, and now he's had the longest career out of anyone, and he's still going. It's ridiculous. What age will Mark retire?
I think he might, at this point, might as well go until he's 60. He'll keep going in as long as he enjoys it, and as long as he's not in pain. I don't know. I don't know. Mark is one of the fittest people I know. He just doesn't. He doesn't tire, does he?
He's amazing.
There you go, Forbes Cowan, Lozzie.
Forbes Cowan. We were talking to Magnus about Forbes yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
God, this last few days has all kind of merged into one.
It has. It's been crazy.
He was telling us how tough Forbes was.
Yeah.
Just like mentally strong. Not maybe the strongest guy.
No.
But just guts and determination, and could beat anyone because of it.
Here you go. As Jamie rightly points out, 64 is the retirement age in the UK. So there we go. John's either going to give him a pension. Apparently Forbes is now on Instagram, so we can all
there we go.
We can all go and check him out.
Excellent.
Simon saying, Mark getting the first dumbbell up made my night. Was so nervous.
Absolutely.
He would zero. Yeah. Well, he said that actually in the video that's coming tomorrow. I said, oh, it's actually a decent set of events for you. And he was really happy about the dumbbell medley. He said, because on this I won't zero. He said there'll be no events where I get 0 points. And he was right. Yeah.
He did really well.
Man knows himself.
He does.
Do you think the Rogue has Evan or Trey as reserves, maybe?
No, and the reason being, the Rogue was organised for 2020.
As reserves?
No,
No, they don't have any reserves.
They've got no reserves.
Do you know why people are asking?
Why?
Because Trey's been training all of the events for Rogue. He's been doing
pushing. Maybe he has been
as
a reserve. But
I thought the context might help you here.
the reason those guys haven't been invited originally over, say, some of the guys that have, is because this event was supposed to take part in 2020, and they've kept the same lineup that was always originally supposed to be that. So you can't really go on the 2021 performances.
No, because the lineup was already set.
Yeah, so that's why it's the lineup that it is, but it's still a stacked lineup.
Yeah,
and it's a ridiculously stacked lineup.
Yeah, if you look at it as well, the lineup, it's mostly athletes who've done Rogue record breakers or the Arnolds, which is obviously an event Rogue are heavily involved in,
and sponsored
or Rogue sponsored athletes, exactly. So it makes sense when you look at it in that respect. Obviously, some guys have since gone on to do very, very well. And now people are like, well, these are obvious names that are missing, but I'm sure they're going to get their opportunity next year.
Big win. Whatever happened to Belsac? Belsac has recently had hip surgery, had an issue with his hip. He is trying to make a comeback now. He's just slowly getting back into training and rehabbing, but he does want to make a comeback. And he's still fairly young, so
yeah,
as long as he doesn't rush anything, I think we'll see him back in a year or two.
Mikel wants to know when we will finally witness the Loz Classic.
Oh, I don't know. We've got so much on.
We generally wouldn't have the time at this point. Like in the future, if things sort of calm down,
I don't think the athletes could cope with a
they
show
certainly
right
don't need another show.
And if I was to put a show on, I'd really want to make it something special.
Yeah.
So obviously, with that becomes sort of finances and issues.
It would be a big investment.
I don't want to just put a show on in a car park.
No,
for a few grand. I want it to be a big deal. So
maybe something in the future.
Yeah, something as the sport keeps growing, as we keep growing, and can give more back. Then maybe it's something we will look into. But maybe one day.
Who would everyone say is quicker, Mateus or Novikov? Mateus. He tends to win those speed events, car walk, yoke.
I think that the issue is we just haven't. Yeah, if you look at the yoke and the Freya or Farmer's Walk they did head to head last, he won both of those. One was for distance, but one was for speed, and he got the win on both of them. I've competed against pretty much everyone that's super fast in strongman, and I was very good at the moving events, and I would have to say that Kiliashkovsky is the best when it comes to speed. Yeah,
I agree. Blue Midget. Is Mark Felix because of genetics, attitude, or something else? What does it take to be a strongman at 55, given most strongmen retire in their 30s? What is it, Lozzie? Genetics?
A combination of genetics and living a healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Mark has always been very careful about what he eats.
He lives a very squeaky clean lifestyle. He likes his seafood.
Seafood. Yeah, he's just, he's very health conscious, but he's also got incredible genetics.
Yeah, and also you've said this before about miles on the clock. So a guy who retires in his 30s might have been doing it from his early 20s.
That's a great point.
Yeah, started much later, didn't he?
Mark started at 37. A lot of guys that start at 18, 17, 16, they're burnt out by the time they're 30.
Mm-hmm.
Mark has kind of... He also doesn't kill himself in every competition.
No.
He picks and chooses which ones he wants to push a bit harder for.
Looks after his body.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's worked throughout. And he works as a plasterer, and he attributes his strong back to that, doesn't he?
And his forearms and wrist, and he's holding the pallet.
He says it's good for him. So Mark's just a freak.
I also think having a job sometimes it's good to have that distraction from competing.
Yeah.
I remember when I retired and kind of became a lot busier, training then was a bit more fun.
Yeah.
When it just becomes your job and you're thinking about it all the time. Actually, I was talking to Bish, and he said he's struggled since he's retired from working, where you're just focused on strongman, whereas when he's working, he was distracted. He had other things to do. And it takes your mind off competing.
It can make you lazy as well, can't it?
It can.
Just being a strongman.
Yeah, it can, definitely. You train a few hours a day.
Yeah.
You eat a few hours a day.
You nap a few hours a day. What a life, eh? plastering 8 days a week keeps him in top shape.
Yeah.
Simon, thank you, Simon. We need a top amateur show to showcase the up-and-coming strongmen and women. Also, same events, alternating men and women. Could that be
We
the best
pretty
class?
much have the official Strongman Games coming up in a few weeks.
It's like 300 novices.
Is pretty much the biggest amateur show there is. I mean, they've got all the different classes. So they have the different weight classes. They have the Women's World Championships. They've got the Masters World Championships. We were talking to Mark about the Masters.
That was so funny.
Mark is obviously, he's 55 years old. 55 years young, whichever way you want to look at it.
Oh, my leg.
There is the Masters class, which is over 40s. There is also the Super Masters, which is over 50s.
Yeah.
They won't let him do the over 50s. And rightly so. Rightly so.
They told him he's allowed to do it when he's 60.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But the official Strongman Games, the men's open class it's one of the biggest amateur shows there is, and it's a chance for anyone has the opportunity to qualify for it going through official strongman, and then if you're top 3 in it, you get invited to Giants Live.
Yeah, top 3 heavyweights will get invited to
So
Giants
we're
Live
going
next
out
year.
to Florida for it in a few weeks, and we'll bring some behind the scenes info to you guys. And the top 3 in the opens normally are all awesome, and we've had guys like Luke Richardson go and win that.
Yeah.
Trey Mitchell. So some really good guys have come through that system.
Yeah.
I think Pena's come through that. I think a few others.
No, Pena came through the Arnold Amateurs.
Has he not done an official strongman as well?
Maybe, but
I think a few of them have done.
He came 3rd at the Arnold Amateur.
But it's a great chance to get yourself out there and be noticed and get that opportunity to get into the Giants Live shows and then World's Strongest Man.
Simon added to his question, UK though, there is talks of potentially it becoming something that travels, isn't it? So
official Strongman Games again qualifier for the England Strongest Man this year. So England Strongest Man, they qualified through the online qualifier. And that's how Shane Flowers got to Britain's Strongest Man. So he won that England's. The winner of that was given the opportunity to compete at Britain's, and he took the opportunity and did really well. But that was a big show because anyone could enter it online. If your numbers were good enough, then you got invited to the Britain's, which took place at the Fit Expo. And then the winner of that was Shane. He got to compete at Britain's Strongest Man. So there are shows. It's just knowing about them. And if you want to know more about them, follow our channel.
There you go. Have you heard of this John Hackles?
Yes.
How do you think he would do in strongman? He was supposed to do OSG this year, but because of the showdown,
I think he'd do well in his weight class. He's an under 90 kilo powerlifter, extremely strong, very, very good. Doesn't always mean you're going to be an amazing strongman. That's I've seen some amazing powerlifters that aren't, and I've seen some that transition and do really well. So John Hack is an incredible athlete. I think if he wanted to take strongman seriously, he'd be very good, particularly as an under 90 kilo athlete. And if he wanted to put size on and move up, it's up to him. It's hard to say without ever seeing him compete in strongman.
Yeah. Hi, Liz and Big Lars. Love watching you guys, keeping us all up to date with everything strongman. You both are getting the sport really noticed a lot more than you think. But much love from Pete in Telford. Thank you, Pete from Telford.
Thank you.
Bless you. There we go. Markov. So Evgeny Markov beat Gabriel Pena at the Arnold Amateurs twice, I think,
indeed.
Winning, and no invite to shows still.
He's just qualified for the WUS roster next year,
and he will be in the Arnolds next year as well. Yeah,
he won the amateur Arnold, so if that goes ahead next year, he'll be in that. He is starting to really become on everyone's radar, but he has officially now qualified for the WUS shows next year.
I think also, and I'm just guessing and musing, I think for him it's just bad timing and bad luck a bit. So Gabriel got invited to 2020 when it was really hard for them to put a roster of athletes together because of the travel ban into the USA and just the whole COVID situation.
It's been a very difficult year. I think they're forgetting that sometimes.
They had a ridiculous amount of American athletes and British athletes in that show. So, and I think that's where people like him miss out. And I think that's why Gabriel probably got chosen over him. Whereas in normal circumstances, I'd like to think he might be one of their invitees, because there's obviously the people that qualify through the Giants Live system, but then there are people that just get invited anyway, aren't there?
There are a few, yeah. They're just
Like some people turn up and they've never done a giant slide, but they haven't done one in years. But they're still in worlds.
Occasionally.
Robert Oberst? As an example.
Well, you said that.
I said it, not him. No one can have a go at him. Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, shut up, woman. Shut up. Why hasn't Graham been invited to the Arnolds? Because it's not an invite competition, is it?
Yeah. Arnold, you have to qualify for. So there are a number of qualifiers throughout the world that anyone can enter. Well, they have like amateur Arnolds and then pro Arnolds. Anyone can enter the amateur as long as you qualify. Graham has never done one of the Arnold qualifiers, so no invite. Actually, very few British guys have done any Arnolds.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Like Eddie
since they became qualifiers, the last Brit to do the main Arnolds was Eddie.
Yeah,
and that was when you didn't have to qualify for it.
Yeah,
I think we haven't actually had that many guys do it. I did it in 2012.
So did Terry.
Terry did. Eddie's done it. I think that's about it.
Yeah. Liz ain't afraid of no Oberst. No, I'm not. Steady state. Hello, Loz and Liz. Has the working class / retail work background of most strength athletes helped make the sport community that much closer? So the fact that we're not rich, we're real people.
Yeah, I think it does. I think, most of the guys in Strongman and the ladies, most of them even now are still working full time.
Yeah.
There's not that many that can say they're pro strongmen.
No.
So I think it does. It keeps you grounded. And I think that's important. You don't want to get too big for your boots.
No. Yeah, but we are.
Like my philosophy with Strongman, I think, I'm very proud of what I've achieved, and I'm happy that I've done well in the sport. But we're a bunch of big guys that lift stuff up and put it down.
Yeah.
We're not changing the world. It's fun and it's great, and it's so good to see people enjoy what we do. And it's an amazing feeling when people come up to us and say we inspire them. I love that side of it.
Yeah.
But we are just picking stuff up and putting it down.
Yeah. You've got no room for big heads in this sport.
No, not at all.
Get over yourself, Lozzie. Sarah, am I the only one who behaves like a big kid on Christmas morning when I get a mention? Bless. Say Sarah.
Sarah, we love that you comment on the channel, and you will keep getting mentions.
Say Sarah Store.
Sarah Store. Yeah, I saw Sarah there.
There you go. Oh, what have you done,
nice.
Leslie?
There we go.
Your big chunky old fingers. There we go.
Yep.
Which person associated with Strongman, dead or alive, would you like to interview and why?
It'd have to be John Paul Sigmarsson. The fact that sadly we can't make that happen, it's terrible. But he was just an amazing character. Someone that's probably single-handedly grown the sport more than anyone. I think
he really sort of paved the way, didn't he? He made it
his entertainment, the entertainment side of it, he was incredible. And everyone that I speak to that knew him said he was such an amazing guy. So, why wouldn't you want to talk to someone like that?
Terry Todd would be a great one as well.
Terry Todd would be great as well. I still want to talk to Don Reinhardt.
Yes.
That would be cool. I want to talk to Juho Ahola.
Yeah, that would be really good. We've done Bill.
We've done Bill.
We've done him.
We wanted Bill for a long time.
He's in my SD card now. Yes. We've got him.
Yes.
We've tracked him.
It was great to chat to Bill, actually. So really pleased to.
Nice setup as well. Isn't it?
In person as well. It wasn't over Skype or anything like that. It was great.
There we go. Oh, whoops!
You've done it now.
Whoops the daisy. Look, Sarah. Woo! There we go. Dylan, why do you think Strongman is so much more popular in EU compared to NA?
I think Strongman is very popular in North America. It's just you've got such big countries and it's so sparse. Whereas, I'm thinking about this. I think right now, England is probably the most popular place.
Yeah, I think we're lucky to have giants
like
based here.
I would say America's the second most popular, based on interaction from our viewers as well.
Yeah, definitely.
America is very popular. It's just there's so many other big sports in America that take presidents, I guess.
And it's hard. Like, you know, we could put a competition anywhere in England and everyone can get to it. You can't do that in America. It's such a huge, like, technically, we're just very different countries, aren't we?
Absolutely. I mean, we were, you know, we've been discussing about loving to see team comps and stuff like that. And I think it'd be cool to see America versus, you know, UK versus Lithuania, Russia. You know, you've got some real strong nations. Iceland. You know, there's countries that strongman is very popular in, and there's countries that it's not so popular in. But the sport is growing all the time. Canada's got a lot of good athletes now. America, various different countries in Europe. But I think the reason it's so popular in the UK right now, we can put so many shows on, is it's not that far for people to travel.
Yeah.
If you think in terms of geographically where our fans are.
Yeah. It's an easy place to fill a stadium, isn't it? Or an arena. Woo! I'm doing it again now. Look, you really, really messed me up. Blue Midget. Desert Island Strongman. You're stranded on an island and can only bring 5 people. Who do you want with you and why? Also, what music do you bring? Oh, that's fun. Which 5?
You go. You should answer that. I want to know who you would go for.
Do I include you in this?
No, only if you want to.
All right. Well, obviously you.
I'm glad to hear it.
All right. I'd bring you for protection. I'd bring...
Just protection. That's the only reason you bring him.
And for love. I'd bring Rauno for entertainment.
Okay.
Gets a bit tricky after that. I'd bring Novikov for his smarts. I think he's the one who could figure out how to build a raft.
Okay.
And that we could sail away on. Ivers, also for entertainment. How many have I got?
That's
you,
4.
4. One more. Oh, it's a tricky one. I'd probably bring Mark for a holiday. He'd have a nice holiday away, you know? And Mark might be, like, you know, he knows how to cook his fish and stuff, and we won't have anything else to eat, will we? So there you go. Who would you bring?
I don't know.
What music? Something chill. You don't want anything too crazy when you're on a desert island.
My taste in music is so random as well.
Maybe we'll have some like Ibiza vibes, Ibiza classic beach vibes or something like that. Not that we've ever listened to anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're stranded here or we're just going on holiday.
It sounds like we're going on holiday, doesn't it?
There we go. I'm sorry if that was a terrible answer.
Anything can be turned into a holiday. Great list of athletes, though.
Possible pilot deviation. Dave Webster chat. Yes, you made a big mistake, Webster.
A real big mistake. Nothing like
I met Dave Webster's son when we were up in Scotland.
Yes, up at the gathering.
Yeah. But Dave Webster is someone that I'm sure he's got some stories.
Oh, I bet he has. Just from that one competition alone on the sausage hold. My goodness. Why can't we have things like the sausage hold now? I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Sausages really dangling. But it was fun.
It was.
What are you doing, Luzzy? You're going the wrong way.
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay, go on. Cracked. Thank you, Cracked. What was the most surprising performance for you at yesterday's competition? Personally, I was dumbfounded at Mark Felix's performance on the yoke.
The most surprising. It was. I was really impressed with the 2 younger guys, the new guys, Shane and Des on the loading. Maybe not massively surprised, but just impressed more than anything. Especially to cope with nerves in that kind of situation. I tell you what, and it's not really a surprise because he's just tired. I thought Andy Black would have done a little better. And you know, I don't want to put Andy down because he's had an amazing year.
No,
he's literally come from being a novice to competing in Giants Live, doing really well. I mean, he did like an 18-second stone run a few weeks back.
Yeah.
But he looked tired yesterday, and he needs a bit of time now to focus on recovery.
Yeah.
I think Britain's in February.
It's going to be very good.
He's going to be fresh.
Yeah.
He knows he's going to get to go, and he's got time to prepare for it properly.
Because it's not just the competition he's been doing. He's been doing all these like record-breaking attempts and stuff in between.
Talking to Dale, his coach, and he's literally not had a chance to do any training, like proper training.
Yeah.
It's literally
putting in the groundwork,
preparing for the next comp, preparing for the next comp.
Which 2 years in, that's no good at all. He's still laying foundations.
It's the same with like Gav. Just needs some time off, time to prepare, and then we're going to see some big stuff from him next year.
There you Mitchell, thank you, Mitchell. Mistake-free one-on-one on the stone run. Do you see anyone having a shot at beating Tom in the stones in the next few years? I do. Maxime Boudreau. Yes. Why? Why do you always deny this?
If we're talking no mistakes.
Yeah. I think Maxime could get as good.
He's
nearly as good now.
I think.
What's wrong with you?
I think if there's no mistakes, no one beats Tom. If Tom makes a mistake, then yes.
I think that's rude.
But everything being equal, in terms of ability, Tom is taller, has a longer reach. He's just a bigger man. He can cope with the stones easier. And I think as the weight gets heavier on stones, it will suit Tom even more. I think the lighter set of stones, you'll have more chance of people beating Tom because there is that chance of a mistake.
Yeah.
As he gets heavier and the times slow down a bit, Tom is still rapidly fast. Whereas other people, the height is an issue. Tom doesn't have to lift it as high as Maxime. Maxime's not the biggest guy in the world.
Maxime is still very close to Tom, though. Do you want me to get some results?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is the heavier it gets.
Yeah.
Like and the question is, no mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
If no one makes a mistake, I don't see anyone beat Tom on stones. I think he's the best stone lifter in the world.
So Liz Island is just her list of strongmen.
That doesn't mean Tom can't make a mistake.
Yes, but in this scenario, there are no mistakes. Shiv, people are saying I should invite Shiv as my 5th person to the island. Decent, solid choice. The only problem is he doesn't speak English.
He tries, doesn't he? He sort of just hand gestures.
He does do Delightful Minds.
Yeah.
So, again, for entertainment value. So we're all having fun while Alexi's building a raft is how it's going to go down. Ron Chopped. Rauno has replaced Grizzly in terms of...
I think that should be Liz crush.
No, it's definitely Loz. No, Rauno is just my friend.
Do you actually have a crush on Grizzly? Not that I'm jealous.
No, I don't. No, I don't have a crush on anyone. I was going to say no, but that's so cruel. I love you.
I'm ignoring you.
Am I being mean?
It's fine. I'm just ignoring you now.
Causal. I didn't know Mike made Nike. Mike, why can't I read tonight? Nike made running tops in size extra large. Have you started a new hobby we didn't know about? You're getting
just slimming a little. Yeah, I can fit in a double XL now.
Date of this t-shirt, but you got this in Dubai actually, didn't you?
Yeah, I like it.
Because sometimes in England, a lot of the sizes don't go very big. In America, they tend to run bigger, don't they?
Yeah.
And you don't have these issues.
Nicola says Big Gav would be good at the sausage hold.
Big Gav. All these innuendos, and I don't even remember the original context. Steph, Stockmans are starting their own competition. What do you think about incorporating Highland Games with strongman events?
Love it, and that's kind of what strongman was. A lot of the earlier World's Strongest Man competitions involved. We've had the caber toss, we had the McGlashan stones, we've had stone carry events. A lot of it's come from the Highland Games.
Dale McPherson would be unbeatable at the sausage hold.
Who said that?
It's there, Nathan. Oh dear. Possible pilot deviation. Webster rediscovered the Dinny Stones. He did. It's on. Is it Stoneland?
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
It's their Rogue. Yeah, they have them on Netflix.
Yeah.
And the Rogue channel, I think, as well.
Yeah, they were lost for years, weren't they? But then rediscovered by Dave, who was looking for them, and they were near the Potage.
You know what? I've been asked if I wanted to do the Dinny Stone hold, the replica hold at the Rogue Invitational. The problem is I'm doing the commentating. Yeah. So it would be difficult to go over and commentate on myself.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I'm doing really well.
It's hurting, but I'm going to keep going.
Do you know what? That would be brilliant. I think that could be the highlight of the weekend if you did that. Especially if you actually broke the record. Oh, no, go up that way. That's it.
We've just done that one.
Oh, yeah. Beg your pardon. There you go, Charlie. Hi, Lars. It was amazing to meet you in person yesterday. I was the young arm wrestling strongman lad.
I remember.
I forgot to ask you any tips. LOL, you're a great guy.
Just enjoy it, Don't be in a rush. Enjoy it. Surround yourself with people that know what they're talking about in terms of strongman. find a gym that has strongman equipment you can train on, get the basics right, and just take your time and enjoy it. I see too many people doing sports now because of the fame that they want, rather than because they enjoy it. If you enjoy it, it becomes so much easier to focus on the bad days and everything else and the negatives. And there are those days where it's not always fun and games. Mm-hmm. So the more you enjoy it, the better.
Many days like that, unfortunately. Possible pilot deviation, caber toss for distance, a fave of mine. Thoughts?
Caber toss, cool event. Unfortunately, something I've never tried.
No.
I'd love to give it a go, but yeah, really cool event.
Something they used to do back in like the days of Bill. And I
remember watching World's Strongest Man. I can't remember the exact year. I would guess 80 something. When they were in, I think it was Sweden. And they did it, and the cape would just slide across the ice.
Yeah.
So it was, they were getting some good distances that year.
Yeah, I bet they were. There you go. Ivers could translate Shiv. He could. Shiv, delightful mimes Lakov. What name? There we go. To be fair, Martins is unbeatable against Tom at Stones. Tom hasn't beaten Martins on Stones.
I think he has.
Has he?
Yeah, because I beat Martins in a comp that Tom beat me on. It was the first WUS comp that I did. Pretty sure Tom won the Stones in that one.
2018?
Yeah.
Was Martins in it?
Martins was in it, and I beat him on the Stones.
You beat Martins?
Yes.
And Tom beat you?
Tom won.
Right.
I was about 5th or something.
Yeah. But again, Martins has been out. So we don't know what he's coming back like. I mean, we can see what he's like in training, but not against these guys.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, other than the mistake that Tom made on the Stones a few weeks back, he's won every stone run he's done since he was beat at World's Strongest Man.
2019.
Yeah. That was the year Martins won.
Yes.
And you've got to remember, when you're going into the Stones, what position you're in makes a big difference. Martins is a great stone lifter. He was aiming to become the world's strongest man. But consistently, I would say Tom is the best stone lifter.
I agree. With Maxime close.
Maxime is very good. Trey is very good.
Yeah.
Brian Shaw is very good. There's loads of them that are very good.
I thoroughly enjoyed the interlude brought on by your clothing choice Rich yesterday. Yeah, Andy Black is good. Where am I? I saw a good comment and now I've lost it.
Sorry.
Loz competes and commentate for charity.
Yeah, but not next weekend.
But not next weekend. Mikhail, talking strongman with Alexi after Rogues would be his first ever interview. We've got one already. We got one after he won Worlds last year.
Yeah, if you look on the channel, we've spoken to Alexi already.
Maybe you could do it again though, because his English has come on a lot since then.
Loads. We were speaking to him about potentially going over and spending some time with him. So
yeah, he's invited us to Ukraine, hasn't he? Which would
good fun.
Be very, very nice. Charlie.
84, exactly. That was the one indeed. Thank you very much, Charlie.
What was 84?
Sweden, when it was in the cold.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Mitchell, thank you, Mitchell. Do you think Mateusz Kiliashkovsky's world record stone run was a one-off, or do you think he could be the one to maybe challenge Tom? Fun fact, Tom and Luke are regulars at the cafe I work at. Super humble guys. That's cool.
That's cool. Kiliashkovsky tore his bicep and it affected his stones a little, and then obviously his tricep.
That's not the world record stone run that's being spoken about. Though.
Yeah, he had the stone run on that set of stones before Tom.
Right. Okay.
So, and again, I think that light set of stone, yes, Kiliashkovsky could potentially take it. I still believe if it gets heavier, the advantage becomes even heavier in Tom's favour.
Yeah.
That's one. I think that the heavier the stones, the better it is for Tom.
It's a good question. What event throughout strongman history would you like to try the most?
Well, I've tried most events.
Yeah.
I haven't tried a backlift. I'd love to try a backlift. God, I'm sounding like a broken record, but I like to try things that I haven't done. So
I'm going to write letters
some of the things that I really wanted to do as a strongman. I really wanted to pull an aeroplane, and I did that. I really wanted to flip a car, and I did that. What else did I want to do? I mean, pulling trucks and stuff is great. I've pulled 3 trucks in a row. That was pretty cool. The only things I'm not interested in seeing how much I can lift with my teeth. or with my eyelid hooked to onto
That's
something.
not strongman, though.
No, but you see these kind of world records. Those kind of things don't interest me, but the kind of solid events are cool. Like pulling a plane. When someone says, "What can you lift?" and you say, "I pulled a plane," they're like, "Wow, that's cool." It's, you know, I've been very lucky to do so many competitions and try so many brilliant events.
Someone give Loz a bloody backlift. Like, give Loz a one-off event for him to try. I'm going to write to Darren. I'm like, please, I can't bear another life.
How cool would it be? Like Strongman Classic, a backlift.
It would be cool. It would be cool to have some really old school events.
And I know JF Karam would be up for it. He's got one built in his gym. He was showing me like some, yeah.
Maybe the two of you could start a petition.
I know there's loads of guys that would love to.
Simon.
She sits there going on like she knows about strongman, never lifted a damn weight in her life.
I don't need to. I watch you. I'm the true analyst and eyewitness. Simon, Martins looks buff. Not as hot as Terry, though. I am straight, but Terry is hot. Well, thank you, Simon.
Thank you for that, Simon. We will pass the message on to
Terry Hollins. Yeah. We'll say, Simon Wilson said, "Four." Oh, dearie me. Where are we? Kevin Hoyt. Thank you, Kevin. How do you think Mark Henry would have been had he been a strongman full-time instead of a pro wrestler? I can't speak today.
I think Mark would have been an awesome strongman. Obviously, he won the Arnold Classic in 2002. Was a great weightlifter, a great powerlifter. And I'm sure if he focused on strongman, he would have done very well as well. Just a good athlete. Obviously, he went in the wrestling direction. Cannot blame him for that one bit, but he would have made a great strongman.
Yeah. Bron Chopped, backlift Fortissimus 2022, please. We'll speak to the powers that be, and we'll see. Please, look at him. Look at his little eyes. Do your eyes, I'll say. Oh, dearie me. We're going to have to wrap up soon. This is getting rougher and rougher, isn't it? Backlift at the Royal Albert Hall. Strongman spectacular. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
It would be.
That would be the best place to do it.
Terry's trousers seem to get higher each time he's on TV.
He's growing in confidence. He's
training for bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding, I think he said in April next year. So we're going to see super lean Terry Hollins again.
There we go. Mitchell, thank you so much, Mitchell. Do you think Eddie Hall's proposal to fight Thor for charity is a ploy to try and make Thor look like he's the bad guy if he refuses? By no means suggesting that's the only reason Eddie wants to do it for a charity. Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen, but Eddie's like they should put X amount of their money into charity and make it for a charity, which I think is
that's a great
nice
idea.
gesture, and I think it's something Thor would support as well.
Absolutely, I think they should both do it. They're both earning good money as it is.
Yeah,
it would be nice to see them put that to good use.
Yeah,
I think it would. Yeah, I think both of them would be up for it.
Yeah,
they should make that happen.
And I can see how a cynic might think, oh yeah, there is a bit of a ploy at work there, but I think Eddie probably knows Thor well enough to know Thor would go, yeah, sure, and not make a deal about it, even if he didn't want to. So, no, I don't think it's just a nice gesture. Let's agree on that. There we go. Talking strongman with Dave Ostlund, Lozzie.
That would be a good one. Dave's a very knowledgeable guy when it comes to strongman. So.
Is he still involved in the sport? I know he does his tacky, doesn't he?
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of Dave recently, so maybe I should contact him.
You should. Yeah, you should. Kaz calling out cheating and you and Mags go quiet.
Me and Mags weren't there.
That's your story and you're sticking to it. Oh dear. What's going on with Victor? Everyone's like, ignore Victor. Go on, Victor. Right. Shall we wrap up now, Lozzie? Oh, no, Blue Midget. If not strongman, what would you do now? What would you do?
I've had some... I've thought about this a lot. Like, what would I do if I wasn't a strongman or wasn't doing what I do now? I'd be a bum. I'd have some boring job that I hated. And that's why I have to make this work. I have to, I think realistically, I would probably be involved in the sports industry somewhere. That's always been my passion is sport and fitness industry. But yeah, I've been very lucky to be able to do what I do. and now I'm motivated to try and make what I do now work.
Yeah, because your main job now is as a coach, isn't it?
Yeah, that's kind of my main thing is coaching.
All the other stuff is sort of secondary to that, isn't it? But,
yeah, but I love what I do, and I'm very lucky, and I love that I'm involved now in commentating and doing this stuff. And I'm honestly, like, despite all the injuries that I had and setbacks, I don't have any regrets at all.
We've got a super chat saying #ignore Victor. What's Victor done? Do I need to put him on the naughty step?
Please let us know what Victor has done, and we will bend him over Auntie Liz's knee and give him a good old spanking.
Victor, I recognise Victor's name. You see some people.
There's Victor. He's laughing now.
Yeah, I know. He's
he wants that spanking, doesn't he?
Victor's not afraid to ask her or be a bit more controversial. Lars mentions backlift more often than events finished with stones. Or have an axle deadlift in there. Oh dear.
I don't see Victor's comments, which is funny. But I've seen the laugh out loud one.
It says Victor has commented about 100 times. Look, he's gone quiet now to show you all up. Kevin, thank you, Kevin. What size of Rebel Strength Circus dumbbells do you recommend for a strongman novice? Currently weighing 100 kilos. My 1 rep max dumbbell is 40 kilos. What do you reckon, Ozzy?
What size do they come in?
I don't know. You quickly Google it. Oh, there's Victor. Right, Victor, calm down. I'm going to have to... Right, set of stones should be 150, 170, 180, 190, 210.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think that's a good set of stones.
Right. I'm putting him in a timeout. Sorry, Victor, you bought this on yourself.
To be fair, he's commented a lot of times.
Right, now go back up to this person, Kevin. Do you know what sizes they come in?
I don't.
Right, you do a little dance, and I'll find Rebel Strength. Rebel Strength.
I'm guessing 12-inch diameter, something like that.
Hold on, we'll get to the bottom of this. Circus.
I'll tell you something, Kevin. And I've spoken to a lot of good strongmen about this. Don't overthink things. Focus on getting stronger. Focus on getting stronger at the basics. Like I had a guy that I was training, and he really wanted to do a big dumbbell. He wanted to do a 90 or 100 kilo dumbbell, but his PB, like overhead barbell press, was about 60 kilos. Now, if he focused on getting that barbell press and push press and strict press and bench stronger, eventually his dumbbell will be stronger without even training dumbbell. Sometimes people want to specialize in things without putting the basics in first. You need to develop that base level strength. Then you can specialize. But it's a mistake a lot of people make, is they try and specialize on certain events without getting the basics right first.
Assuming he's looking at a loadable dumbbell, the sizes are 9 inches, 11 inches, or 13 inches.
Go for the one in the middle.
What a safe answer.
Best advice I can give when there's 3 options, pick the one in the middle.
There we go.
Uncle Polly's advice for Rocky.
There we go. Yes, Victor can shout out. Victor's cheeks are red and smarting. Right, so what did you think of what Victor said?
I think it was a fair enough comment. The stones finishing on 210. That sounds about like what the World's Strongest Man set of stones is.
Yeah.
I think it's a good weight for modern strongman.
Yeah. Oh, look, someone helped us. Kevin helped us. Sizes are 9, 11, 13. There you go.
Thank you very much,
11. Kevin is the one who asked the question in the first place. What's
Go
your
for the 11.
What's your vector, Victor? We have clearance, Clarence. Oh, Mitchell, #pray for Victor. Victor's going to be just fine. He's probably, well, I don't know.
Have you put him on the naughty step?
Yeah, I had to give him a time out.
Put him on the naughty step. But Victor, is a fair enough question. If that's all he asked, then that's okay.
Yeah. He's gone now anyway. Bring back the fridge carry. Oh, a lot of injuries with that fridge carry.
Well, actually, the original fridge carry, no, don't bring that back. They were bent over in a horrible position. The fridge carry when Vasil Vrastuk won, that was quite cool though, because that was a yoke with 2 fridges on the side.
Yes,
that looked pretty cool.
Yeah, different to the one where they're literally bent over with it on top of them. That wasn't good. Where would Victor place at World's Strongest Man?
I think Victor would place very well on the side cheering for the guys. There was a question there I saw, which...
I think Nicole's done a super chat and we've not seen it. Hold on, Nicole. There you go. Will you do another Giants live?
Never say never.
Really, Lozzie?
I've got no interest at the moment, and I told you this the other day. Like, I have too many injuries and things that hurt, and I think to get myself fixed, I need about 3 operations. Then you've got to think, how long will it take to recover from 3 operations? I don't think so. No, I don't. I may do like a master's comp one day, but right now I don't really have the interest. It will all depend on how I feel. I'm not going to say never, because
it's Nicola, sorry, not Nicole.
You never know how you feel, but right now, no. I'm just going to enjoy watching, and Auntie Liz doesn't want me to do it either, do you?
Not really.
No.
I'm
a lot more chill when I'm not competing.
Going to a competition is far more fun when you're not in it. Oh dear.
Right, we'll do 5 more minutes answering some of these questions. Throw them at me, Lizzie.
Didn't Marius almost get crushed by a fridge yoke at Worlds?
No, he kind of, I remember watching him finish the yoke, and he kind of kept running and it fell behind him.
Right.
But that's common, actually.
Yeah, they sort of run out of the equipment, don't they?
They're still moving forward, so it's never usually an issue.
The Victor Classic. Loz, I read a few comments online that there were people talking about Tom Stockman has lost his focus or interest after winning World's Strongest Man, but has he regained it now? Thoughts? No,
he never lost his focus. What happened was, after Worlds, there was a lot of media attention for him, a lot of people wanting to, take his time, and he probably did have to neglect some of his training, and I guess maybe winning, you do lose a little bit of that. You have like a come down after a major event, and I think he just needed a bit of time to chill, and Britain's was the next real focus for him. So we're going to see a very focused Tom Stockman. Tom Stockman is someone that wants to win multiple World's Strongest Man titles. Now, you might not see him hungry to win every single competition, but when it comes to the big ones, I think we're going to see him in shape. When World's Strongest Man and Britain's Strongest Man next year, he's going to be there fighting to win.
Mm-hmm. Someone asking, do we prefer live chats or edited videos? Edited videos.
Both, really. We enjoy the communication of the live chats.
Yeah, no, that
it's
is
really
good.
Cool getting the instant feedback.
You guys make it easy to fill the time as well with your nonsense and your good questions as well. I was thinking of you, Victor.
But yeah, no, I think for me, I love talking to you guys, but Liz enjoys, like, you were really enjoying some of the editing you're doing for the behind the scenes videos.
Yeah, those are my favorite videos to do.
And you've become much better as a videographer, haven't you?
Yeah. Practice makes perfect.
Learning all the time and having fun with it.
Yeah, I say some stupid stuff in the lives as well, as you all well know.
Most awkward event, Tommy Esser, is that?
Don't worry about the second name. Tommy. Most awkward event you have done.
The most annoying, awkward, stupid event in the world.
Put money on knowing the answers to this.
Is the
Duck Walk.
I just don't like it for many reasons. 1, it's not that heavy. 2, it makes big strong men look like idiots. 3, it gives you the biggest, most horrible bruises on the inside of your leg. And it's just stupid and should be banned.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it? Yeah, let someone duck walk. Frederick, thank you, Frederick. Call Brian about putting the backlift in the next video.
Yes, Brian Shaw.
I think if anyone puts one in, it will be Brian.
Brian would be up for that, definitely.
Yeah. Brian is all for those sort of true tests of strength, old school tests of strength.
They did it on that was the History Channel.
Oh yeah,
Strongest Man on
Strongest Man on Earth. Was it Strongest Man in History?
Yeah. That was cool. They did the backlift on Paul Anderson's yard.
Yeah.
That was cool to see.
There you go.
Right. We will leave it there, guys, because we have a lot to do this week. I'm off to the States in a few short days.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on and chatting to us as always. I hope you enjoyed Britain's Strongest Man as much as we did. What have you got coming up this week?
What video wise? So tomorrow we're going to have the behind the scenes video from Britain's Strongest Man. We're going to have our predictions for Rogue. We're going to have a fun little head-to-head comparison in anticipation for Rogue. I've got Talking Strongman with Bill coming up.
That's exciting.
I've got a fun treatment video that we did in Mansfield at the weekend coming up also. So lots coming up this week.
Awesome.
And no time to do any of it.
Thank you always, guys. Thank you to all the new members that have signed up. Thank you to everyone that's sent a super chat and all the other questions.
Thanks, Victor.
Thanks, Victor. We best not forget him.
Yeah.
And I hope you guys have an amazing week. Take care.
And thank you for the last one. See y'all in Austin. There you go. Thank you so much. Do your wave, Lozzie. Do the wave. Keep waving. It's not done yet.